Welcome to the niggerization of Silicon Valley. We back on track, digging deep in your ear hole. All facts, no wax. We gonna jump it off right now. We gonna dive straight into the menudo. Here we go with it. Anybody hip to this right here? Anybody hip to this right here? This is what you call your pitch deck. Now listen, let me tell you why this is important for black and brown founders and everyone else that has caught the startup bug. Let me say it like this. Your pitch deck is everything. I mean, and I'm gonna give you an analogy. Back in the 80s, when brothers and sisters wanted to rap, they would create what's called a demo. It was like a little cassette tape. You guys, some of you youngsters probably don't even remember that, but weren't even born yet actually. But it was a cassette tape. So what you would do is you would say, "Look, man, I'm trying to get in the booth. Hey, slide my demo to so and so. Slide my demo to Big Whoop or Big Wop." You know, so that's how the game went back then. Today, the new game is the tech game. The new game is the tech game. It's not the music, it's the tech. Tech is making more money than more opportunities than any other genre or any other sector that I can think of. So with that being said, let's talk about the pitch deck. What does it include? First of all, it has to have clarity and focus. Your pitch deck has to have clarity and focus. I mean, and more importantly, it has to be able to tell a compelling story in terms of how you came about this innovation, how you came about the company, how you plan to disrupt whatever sector you plan on disrupting. You have to have an interesting, entertaining, and let's call it a tale, a story, a tale, but it has to be engrossing, okay? Another thing we can think of, let's talk about your strategy and impact. That's important for the pitch deck. Your strategy and impact for the pitch deck has to be important. It has to be on point, brother. And you also have to have realistic projections because you're not making any money as yet, but you have to have realistic projections that make sense based on your ability to not just scale, but also to get the business where it's actually gaining traction. I want to say this. There are about 10 different components. I gave you 3 or 4, right? I want you to do your research. I mean, if you're serious about this and you're on TikTok and you're on, Facebook and Snapchat, what have you, Instagram, and you're not on LinkedIn, you got to ask yourself why. Because if you're not on LinkedIn, that tells me you're not really serious. You know, you still got a lot of play in you and you're not really serious about building your company because that's where all the innovators are, on LinkedIn. So with that being said, I just want to say this. We like to do the sexy stuff. You know, we like the sexy stuff. We like the stuff like the marketing and the slogans, the taglines, the public-facing stuff. We like to do that. The back-end stuff like the pitch deck, the analyticals, the metrics, the math, all of those types of things, we don't like to really deal with. When I say we, I'm talking about the creative people. You know who you are. So with that being said, if you don't, well, let's do it like this. We all had someone, and I'm gonna tell you why the pitch deck is so important because it's your first impression, number one. But we've all had someone in the family, in the tribe that couldn't read or write or couldn't spell well. It could have been a family member or a friend. But see, and it was painful for us to see that, wow, my people can't spell, my people can't really communicate, has structural or grammatical problems communicating, and that's painful to see. So you never want to put that type of product in front of a potential investor because that's going to be painful for you and your company. So always make sure your product is professional. When I'm talking about the pitch deck, I'm not even talking about your prototype or your MVP. I'm talking about the pitch deck has to be on point. It has to be completely thorough, no mistakes allowed. And I'm gonna give you some love. Now I'm gonna keep it 100 with you. I'm not a affiliate marketer or any of that, but I'm gonna give you this company right here. I am a research junkie. Now I found something that we can all use. This is a professional company out of New York called Deco, the Deco company, and that's their website at the top. Now, what they do is they literally, these are former VCs or current VCs that put together a winning pitch deck for you. Okay, that's what Deco does. They put together a winning pitch deck for you. So if I was you, I would invest in my pitch deck. because that is my first impression. That gets me the meetings that I need, that I crave, that I want, that I must have in order to raise capital and build out my vision, build out my dream. That's all for now. I really appreciate y'all hanging out. That's the niggerization of Silicon Valley. Much love, and like Brandon used to say, you better get it together.